Good morning, good afternoon, good day to all of you out there watching the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. Welcome to today's episode. It's January 20, 2021. Wednesday na po, Lunes, Martes, Miyerkules na po, and kabilis ng araw, kabilis ng oras. Let's get on with the program. Today, our guests will be Fidel Nemenzo, Chancellor, University of the Philippines in Diliman. We will talk about the burning issue of the military or the DND canceling the agreement with the UP na off-limits ang UP sa military. So pag-usapan natin yan, and I will try to be as balanced on this issue para naman both sides are represented. In any case, after that, we will go to Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire of the Department of Health to find out about the Magnificent Seven or Maleficent Seven. Sabi nga no iba, kasi yung 7 pasaherong hindi mahanap-hanap ng DOH na naging co-passenger nung UK variant positive Filipino na tiga Quezon City. Okay, so pag-usapan. And also, the concerns of senior citizens na baka biglang ma-exclude sila sa vaccination program kasi may mga opisyal na nag-overreact doon sa nangyari sa Oslo, Norway, where senior citizens, well, actually advanced, very advanced senior citizens with diseases, morbidity, and terminally ill, pumanaw po after getting the vaccine. In fact, the health minister, I think, of Oslo, of Norway, said these people died not because of the vaccine, but because many of them were terminally ill. And sabi nga niya, on the average, may 5 namamatay sa mga home for the aged namin araw-araw. In fact, that's what I read in the Philippine Star. So to them, it is not about the Pfizer vaccine, but rather the fact that they were already very old, very weak, terminally ill, nabigyan ng vaccine, kasi nga parang blanket vaccination program, hindi na filter. In any case, okay, and then we will go to Jovy Bernabe, President of the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation. Okay, so we will find out kasi po yung PCIC or Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation, many of you know it as insurer for rice, palay. Pag tinamaan ng bagyo, palay. Pero mukhang pati pala dito sa baboy, yung mga magbababoy, lalo na yung commercial farms, medyo umaangal yung mga commercial farms. Bakit daw? Why is it that the government gives indemnification to small farms? 20 pigs or below, 20 heads of pigs below, binibigyan ng 5,000 per head pag dinepopulate o pinatay to prevent ASF. Sabi ng commercial farms, paano kami, gayan, 6,000 yung ulo ng aking babuyan, binaon lahat, ni 5 duling wala akong natanggap. We will go to Mr. Bernabe regarding this. In any case, let's take a look at the front page of the Philippine Star. The Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, will propose to the Interagency Task Force, or IATF, to allow kids over 10 years old to go out. This move is seen to boost business. Palabasin na, palayain nyo na ang mga bata at matanda. Marunong naman kaming mag-ingat. Students from the University of the Philippines protested the termination of the UP-DND Accord as government authorities accuses the university to be a breeding ground for communist rebels. We will speak with UP Diliman Chancellor Fidel Nemenzo in a short while to discuss this matter. Next up, President Rodrigo Duterte has ordered National Policy Chief Implementer and Vaccine Czar Carlito Galvez to inform the Senate on the country's vaccination program. This according to Senator Bongo. Pinahaba-haba pa kasi usapan. Kung secret yung negotiation sa Sinovac, Aba, edi mag-executive session kayo. Ano ba yung problema ninyo dyan? Okay, news from Norway. The government of Norway said there is no link between the Pfizer shots and the elderly deaths in the country. Basahin niyo po sa Philippine Star. Maganda yung storya kasi malinaw, matino yung pag-explain ng kanilang health minister. Hindi katulad dito sasabihin, ayaw nyo nung Sinovac, bigyan namin kayo ng Pfizer para matigo kayo. How mature? Okay. In other news, 89 barangay captains have been suspended over anomalies linked to the Social Amelioration Program or SAP. Bravo DSWD, bravo DILG. Okay, 8 co-passengers of the first UK variant patient in the country have tested positive, says the Philippine Red Cross. Ang di ko lang nabasa kung positive, COVID positive laang o positive po sa UK variant. We will check on that and get back to you. Okay, over in the United States, no imminent threat is seen as the country prepares for the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. Pakiusap na lang, Team Agenda, can you please show that photo on the front page of the Philippine Star, yung nasa likod ng ating Biden inauguration, no imminent threat. Kasi po, mga kaibigan, ito po ang napakalungkot. This is a very sad image there on the upper. There you go. Yan po, normally, pag may bagong presidente na isusumpa sa tanggapan or will be sworn in, that area will be full of people, full of Americans watching the inauguration or listening to the inauguration or celebrating the inauguration. But today, this week, puro po watawat ng Amerika. They have replaced the human presence with flag stands and flags of the US. And alam niyo po, medyo napag-usapan namin ng asawa ko, hindi naman exactly the same, pero parang sabi ko, wow, alam mo, parang nung nangyayari sa Nazi Germany, ganyan, yung mga puro bandera lang ang makita mo, hindi mo makita yung tao. In any case, ayun na po, okay. May sinabi lang, testing pa lang po sila to see. Okay, yung sa Red Cross daw, tinetest pa whether it is the COVID, the primary COVID virus, or if it is a UK variant. Okay, now let's go to our first guest. Dahil puno tayo, Fidel Nemenzo, Chancellor, University of the Philippines, Diliman. Good morning to you, Kayupi.
Good morning. Magandang umaga, Cito.
Okay, Fidel, well, Chancellor, I have to be polite too.
You can call me Fidel.
Okay, Chancellor Nemenzo, first question lang, no? For the benefit of dun sa mga hindi naman tiga-UP, hindi nakakaintindi yung sitwasyon dyan, why is it such a big deal, this agreement between the Department of National Defense and the UP to declare the UP Diliman or UP communities as ano ba yan, military free or no military allowed? Why is it such a big deal? Kasi some people said, ano ba yan? Pwede namang sabihin, okay, in this area, UP police ang in charge. Pag gustong pumasok ng military, magsabi lang sa UP police at pumasok sila. What's the big deal?
Well, we have two institutions, diba? We have UP, university, and the military with two different mandates. No, the mandate of UP is to provide, an environment of learning. The mandate of the military is law enforcement. Kasi nakikita namin dito, the agreement itself was good because it promoted goodwill and cooperation between those two institutions. No, it was an expression of mutual respect for each other's mandate. No? Mm-hmm. Kaya nakakagulat na biglaan lang na abrogate yung agreement. No? This is an agreement between two parties. No? Mm-hmm. Nagulat kami dahil this agreement between two parties and without any consultation or advice, bigla na lang nalaman namin na ala na no, when it
Mhm.
was serving both institutions well, no, for more than 30 years. Second, that we really see nothing wrong with the agreement. No? It it was helping both institutions serve their mandates. No? Kaya we object to it for two reasons. First, it was a unilateral abrogation. Second, that right now we see nothing that is nothing wrong with the agreement. Sito, paliwanag ko lang, no,
Go
kasi
ahead.
the agreement was signed in 1989.
Mhm.
This was right after, no, we had the new constitution. So this was the
Mhm.
aftermath of martial law, no? And syempre, it was a democratic response to the excesses of martial law.
Mhm.
And for over 30 years, no, it has promoted cooperation between UP and the DND. It has allowed both parties, both institutions to fulfill their mandates, no? Academic freedom, learning on one hand, law enforcement on the other hand. No? Kaya, uh, yung, in fact, ang sabi dito is that yung law enforcement, academic freedom are not mutually exclusive. No? Kaya nga, walang clause dun sa agreement that allows for its unilateral termination. Academic freedom is enshrined in the Constitution. No? Kaya hindi pwede, it's not a privilege that can easily be revoked
Mhm.
by one party. In fact,
Okay.
the agreement safeguards both mandates. No?
Mhm.
Hindi namin sinasabi hindi sila pwedeng pumasok. Parang respeto lang sa mga boundaries. Kapag
Okay.
papasok kayo, magpaalam, provide proof that you need to come in.
Mhm.
Papasok kayo, you have to be uniformed. No? If you do arrests have to be made in the presence of representatives of the university. No?
Mhm.
No? It's really just respect for due process.
Mhm.
Ang
So,
sinasabi nilang mga bugad daw ng recruitment, um, ipakita nyo. No? If you come to UP, tahimik ang UP. You see people strolling around, jogging.
mhm.
Uh, UP students and UP faculty are active in studies and their research.
Mhm. Sa
You,
bagay kung tutuusin kami, 4 out of 5 nagtapos diyan sa UP. Yung tatay ko ay dating Dean of Student Affairs, naging ewan ko, Vice Chancellor yata siya noon.
I remember
Ah,
your family, Sito. Di ba
nagtataka
nakikita kita?
eh,
Naalala ko parang varsity athlete ka yata dati.
and then trying hard pero hindi ako pumasa. In any case, nagtataka lang kasi ako diyan. Why is there and I have to be I have to be the balance here kasi media
Yes, yes,
tayo.
please, of
Uh,
course.
so so parang ang tanong lang nung iba, bakit natatakot ang UP community? Ano yung what are they afraid of losing once this deal is over and done with? Are you afraid that there will no longer be protest marches that can be done in UP? Kasi may nabanggit ka yung naka-civilian clothes yung military na papasok. Kasi natatandaan ko noon, noon naka-enroll ako diyan, may mga sabi-sabi pa nga na yung kaklase ko, intelligence, MISG or something like that, no? What is the community afraid of happening in UP once the military just does away with this agreement?
Actually, we are not afraid that there will be no more rallies. No? No, in fact, there will always be rallies in UP kasi UP to. No? Ang siguro kinatatakot na iba, yung lang, yung baka mawala yung due process. No?
Mhm.
Baka bigla lang papasok ang military na walang abiso. No?
Mhm.
We do not want we do not want unlawful arrests, no? Unlawful exercises of the military here. Eh, yun ang naman sinasabi eh.
Mhm.
Oo, kasi 'di ba kapag may presence ng military, alam nilang papasok sila, no, at any time of the at any time of the day, no, it sends a chilling effect. No?
Mhm.
This is a university. It thrives on the atmosphere of freedom.
Mhm.
No? Hindi namin sinasabi that this is the freedom to commit unlawful activities. No?
Mhm.
In fact, if they're unlawful activities, then they prove it. Then they seek authorization to come. It's like parang respetuhin naman niyo yung boundaries ng bahay namin.
Okay,
And that's
because
it, no? ang sabi niya, we know that it is their mandate to enforce the law, but that enforcement should be just.
Mhm. Okay, now let's go back to the allegations na kayo pugad ng recruitment kasi sa tinagal-tagal ko at ako na MRR ako diyan, na maximum residence rule ako diyan sa UP dahil sarap na sarap akong kakapasok sa eskwela. Inabot akong 7 taon. Never once did anyone even recruit me into a the standard leftist organization. Kumbaga, in fact, in my time, parang there was no such thing as a leftist organization. Lahat tayo nagsasalita, nagsasabi, we were critical thinkers. You didn't need to be a leftist to be correct.
Yes.
Why is it suddenly such a big issue? Is there really such a problem, or is the Department of National Defense, to the mind of many, simply using this as a distraction from all the existing incompetence of the government?
I would not go that far, no. I think they really see that this is a problem, but tingin ko medyo OA, no. I think it's a misreading of what's really here, no. Sa UP naman, di ba? Parang we in UP you encounter people of all personalities, all perspectives, all stripes. No?
Correct.
There are communists here, as I'm sure there are communists everywhere. No? But when we talk of communism, these are ideas. No? UP thrives because it is a marketplace of ideas. No? It's really the exposure to the widest range of ideas and perspectives. That is the hallmark of UP education. Ito yung pinagtatanggol natin, di ba? This atmosphere of free inquiry. Every idea, every perspective is studied and critiqued. No? And students are free to take sides. No? In fact, there are times when they really have to take sides. No? It is their decision to join organizations. I'm sure in any institution and any school, there will be all types of recruitment. No? But students are malalaki na sila, no? They are mature thinking individuals. No? They take responsibility for their decisions. Those who think that UP is just a breeding ground of communists, no? Nakalimutan nila that UP is producing lawyers, engineers, doctors, educators, artists,
Senators,
presidents.
bishops, pastors.
Yes, and we're proud of all of them. All of them.
Okay, Chancellor, what is the state of mind as far as the leadership of UP is concerned? Kasi it's understandable kung makikinayang ang mga chancellors, UP president, the board of regents. It's understandable. But at the end of the day, if the DND forces the issue and says, no more deal, wala na tayong agreement regarding the UP campuses, some have suggested, ba't hindi na lang bakuran yung UP na yan, pagkatas higpitan kung sino nakakapasok. Kumbaga, no ID, no sticker, no nothing, dehins ka makakapasok para matigil na itong problema. Because I understand, I think what a lot of people don't know or maybe cannot remember is that time in the history of UP na pinasok ang UP ng Metrocom, may mga tangke, may mga 6x6, pinasok gabi, pinasok yung mga dormitories na mga nakabaril, tinirgas at pinagdadampot ang mga estudyanteng nag-aaral. Whether you were, at saka walang target. Lahat damay. And I remember na talaga nagkabarilan dyan and we lost a few friends who were innocent bystanders. I think that what will the UP leadership do about this?
Yung binanggit mo palang insidente, Cito, that was the Diliman commune.
Yeah.
And that happened exactly 50 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Ipa-plug ko na rin na next month magkakaroon kami ng paggunita, no? Commemoration ng Diliman commune. That's an important historical event in the life of UP. Ngayon, ang gagawin namin, una-una, we'll have our legal experts na look at the abrogation, and our doors are open to negotiate. No, I think there's still a reason to go back to the negotiation table and look at the agreement. No, sabi ko, there's nothing in the agreement that prohibits the military from carrying out its mandate. Ang sabi lang namin, we respect the boundaries of UP. We respect academic freedom. No? Right now, this sudden, unilateral, unjustifiable abrogation of the agreement sends a chilling effect na that is anathema, no, to the atmosphere of free inquiry. Kaya sana mag-usap tayo, no? Mag-usap tayo.
Okay.
Ang gusto lang namin is really the just application of the law. No? Magpaalam kayo kung papasok kayo. Pakita nyo na kailangan pumasok.
Okay. Is it safe to say, Chancellor, that there was never any attempt on the part of the DND, the Department of National Defense, to meet with the UP leadership on all these issues, whether it is about communists in the campus, recruitment of by the NPA in the campus? Are you saying na ni minsan hindi sila lumapit sa pwede ho ba tayong mag-meeting at mapag-usapan itong mga pinoproblema namin sa loob ng inyong lugar?
Alam ko meron na mga last year may mga inquiries to sa Senado, no, tungkol sa recruitment of communists, yung red bagging.
But the DND directly to UP.
Wala pa. Itong accord na to wala pa. Walang pag-uusap. No, pero mga 3 months ago, me and another vice chancellor, we had talks with the PNP regarding the agreement. Ang sabi namin, parang we just affirmed that this is a good agreement, and that we should strengthen it. No? We should look at its implementation. In fact, one of the last clauses dito ay may kinalaman sa pagbubuo ng isang joint monitoring team, composed of representatives of the university and the DND, just to oversee the implementation of the agreement. So we had the very cordial talks with representatives of the PNP.
Ironically, the PNP hierarchy came out with a statement yesterday supporting the decision of the PNP.
Kaya nakagulat. Sabi na, ang gusto namin, balikan natin. We stand by the spirit. We stand by the agreement as it we approved, as we signed it in 1989.
Okay, well, I think we're going to have to leave it at that for the meantime, but please do inform us if there are further developments, and I really earnestly hope na mapag-usapan, kasi wala namang bagay na hindi pwedeng pag-usapan, and baka naman ito ay isang pangyayari lang brought about by current concerns and situations, at medyo parang na-timing lang. In any case, Chancellor Nemenzo, thank you very much, and it was good talking to you this morning.
Maraming salamat, Cito. Gandang umaga.
Okay, yan po si Chancellor Fidel Nemenzo ng University of the Philippines in Diliman. And pagpasensyahan po natin mga kaibigan, kung yung mga tiga-UP medyo talagang very sensitive. Kasi yung UP Diliman lalo na is the last remaining place in the Philippines where people can really flock and express their sentiments, their thoughts, their ideals, even march around the campus. Kumbaga kahit po sa ang lugar, kailangan medyo, kumbaga sa pressure cooker, pag medyo umiinit na at tumitindi na yung problema, it is always good to have a relief valve. At yung UP po, alam nyo, strategy lang, logic lang, political logic lang and strategy. Tama lang yun sa UP, hayaan nyo na silang magtatalak doon, magmarcha doon. I mean, if I were to be consulted, leave them alone. What harm are they doing? But that actually leads us to the next question. why is the DND making such a big deal of this or actually doing this? It was no big deal, pero bakit pinatulan nila, so to speak? Which leads many other people. In fact, I just got from a government official, sabi, yan na nga ba sinasabi ko, dapat huwag nang pakialaman yan. Ang galing talaga raw. And I quote, galing talaga ni Duterte na mag-distract. Si Presidente na naman ang nasisi ngayon. Diba? Gumalaw ang DND, sino nasisi? Si Presidente. Na parang sinisisi pa kay Presidente ito nangyari sa UP. Well, why daw? Kasi daw daming problema ng gobyerno para maiba naman ang tanaw ng tao, patulan natin yung UP. At saka yung UP po, medyo lalaban na talaga yan. Kasi alam niyo yung nangyari sa Hong Kong, ganyan-ganyan. Inunti-unti, little by little, until basically they were put under, military control, so to speak. Pumasok na yung mainland China, kinontrol na, wala nang democracy movement sa Hong Kong. That's what UP is all about. And if you're old enough as I am, 50 years ago, Fidel Nemenzo pointed out, nagkaroon ng banatan, barilan, dakmaan, sabihin ko na, kidnapan, dyan sa loob ng UP. Pinasok ng Metrocom. Sorry, if you want further details, go ask Senator Ping Lacson. Ask people of his age. They were in the MISG. They were in the Metrocom. Yung mga nandiyan, alam nilang lahat yan. Okay, let's go for a break. Okay, welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. In the past several months, I have time and again mentioned that there are many things that are good happening in the government. There are services that are beneficial, but the problem is that many people for whom these services are intended don't get to hear about them kasi po natatambakan tayo ng mga hiritan sa himpapawid. When you have political personalities and lawyers speaking, yun po, natatabunan na yung galing ng gobyerno. No? In any case, speaking of galing ng gobyerno, puntahan po natin ang susunod na bisita. Let's talk to our next guest. He's the president of the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation, or PCIC. He also served as executive director of the National Agriculture and Fishery Council, none other than Mr. Jovy Bernabe. Sir Jovy, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Cito. Thank you for having me.
Okay, relax lang sir. Ito ay more PR for PCIC kasi alam nyo, ako matagal ko na nadidinig yung PCIC. Akala ko para lang kayo sa palay, Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation. And lagi, pag may balita, related always to losses of palay crop, tinamaan ng bagyo, insurance, etc. But could you just give us a quick summary of what PCIC is and does for the agricultural sector?
Yeah, thank you, Cito, no, for that question. Tama ka, Cito, akala ng mga marami, palay lang talagang kino-cover namin. But uh, since the 80s, we have been covering not only palay, but also corn. And later on, in the 90s, we started to cover high-value crops. And then later, mga 2000, umpisa na tayo sa livestock, insurance. Meron na rin tayong noong 2010, 2011, fishery insurance. And then we also cover agricultural assets ng mga farmers, yung kanilang mga traktora, yung kanilang mga warehouse, o yung mga hand tractors nila, at yung mga gamit nila, ini-insure na rin ng PCIC. And then we also have, lately we are emphasizing also on the micro-insurance of farmers, yung kanilang life term insurance lang naman, 1-year insurance, in case they die or they have they meet accidents, we also pay their beneficiaries. So,
Okay.
lahat ng sektor ng agrikultura covered ng PCIC.
Pati ba yung mga farm workers covered ng ganyang insurance o farmers lang talaga?
Yung farm workers, kasi wala silang sinasaka o wala silang binibreed na mga livestock, ang pwede namin i-cover sa kanila yung kanilang buhay. Yung in case of accident o in case may matayan sila o yung kanilang pamilya, we cover that. We cover them on a yearly basis. So, example, kung ma-accidente yung isang farmer o mamatay because of natural causes, we pay them 100,000 pesos for a very cheap premium rate of 375 pesos per year. That's just 1 peso per day, Cito.
Okay, now, ang katanungan na Sir Jovy, paano ba na-access o nakakapunta sa PCIC? Lalo na the agricultural sector, many of us are, spread out all over the country, mostly in far-flung places. Kasi kanya ko lang kayo medyo napag-interesan talaga this month was because of the problem with ASF. Marami akong, pati na ako, tinamaan na rin ako. Doon ko lang nalaman na meron palang coverage sa PCIC para sa mga baboy. Can you please explain that,
Okay.
Sir Jovy?
Yeah, before I go there, Cito, no, just para malaman rin ng ating mga kababayan, yung coverage natin sa mga small farmers, ito yung mga nakalista kasi meron tayong registry of small farmers ito. They are around 10 to 11 million farmers. Pagka naka-register sila dyan, libre yung kanilang crop insurance. All they need to do is enroll in PCIC. We have offices in almost all provinces in the country. And we have regional offices. We have service desk sa mga municipalities, sa mga agricultural offices ng lahat ng LGUs. They just enroll libre. In fact, 2019, 2020, every year, tumataas yung enrollment natin. Umabot na tayo ng mga more than 3 million farmers every year sa enrollment natin. So, many farmers already know about PCIC. Regarding naman sa livestock insurance, yes, we have a livestock insurance for farmers. Pagka nakaregister yung mga backyard racers sa registry na yan, libre sila. We cover them as long as they enroll with us. Di kailangan nila mag-enroll, Cito, because we want to know if they are really hog racers. Kasi hindi naman pwede na nakalista lang hog racer and then covered na sila. Dapat mag-enroll sila how many heads of hogs they want to cover, saan sila nakatira, and then we will go to their place, we will inspect their backyard racing activities, enterprises, and then we will cover them. In case they are hit by
ASF.
By ASF or other diseases, o kung aksidente man yung kanilang mga baboy at mamatay, we pay them 10,000 pesos per head.
Magkano po?
And they don't pay 10,000 pesos per head, Cito, no? And they don't have to pay anything as a premium rate, as I've said a while ago. So, yun yung programa ng gobyerno na napakaganda, Cito. Kaya lang, pagka commercial naman, since yung ating coverage kasi limitado naman yung resources natin.
Yeah.
Yung commercial hog raisers like yung sa'yo siguro Cito, no, na malaki na rin yung
Hindi. Ako'y
hog raising
backyard,
activity.
backyard lang ako, pero okay. Anyway,
Hindi
yung...
ka nakalista. Yeah, for sure. You can get livestock insurance as long as you enroll with us and pay a premium for your insurance coverage. So it's for a 10,000 peso maximum coverage. Kasi you can choose 5,000 pesos, 7,000 pesos per head. You pay 2.25%. That includes already coverage for ASF.
So kung 10,000 peso coverage ang gusto mo sa mga inahin mo, babayaran mo nun 2.5% of 10,000.
2.25. Actually, Sito pagka inahin, mas
Oh.
mahal yung nasa 13,000 pesos kasi breeder. Pagka fattener, mas mababa. It's cheaper, it's 10,000 pesos.
Kung insurance. Pero yung para ma-insure, no? Ano, yung coverage. Pero magkano bali yun? Pasensya ka na, Sir Jovy. Take 7 ako sa Math 11 eh. Ano ba yun? 2.5% ng 10%. 250 pesos?
225 pesos.
225 pesos. Ayun, okay.
2.25.
Aba, hindi na masama yun kasi yung isang inahin naman nabubuhay yan ng at least 3 years. 3 to 4 years. Kung biglang madisgrasya yun, para ka nawalan ng 25-30 mil.
Tama. Pagka inahin kasi, pagka 3 years, ang coverage is only 1 year. So, after 1 year, magre-renew ka, bayad ka ulit ng 2.25%.
Correct.
Every year.
Oh.
Pagka fattener, since it's only 4 months of fattening, they have to pay every time they start growing a hog in their backyard, Sito.
Okay, now, sinasabi ninyo in all cities, towns, provinces, meron kayong mga registration desk and pwede rin yung mga commercial. Kasi may nadinig ako na good daw yung PCIC, first bagyo, second bagyo, nung third bagyo, parang pahirapan na raw kumuha ng insurance or etc. Yung recurring insurance ba, kumbaga sa kotse, pag na-aksidente ka, tumataas ba yung binabayaran o fix ang inyong mga insurance rates?
Fix yan na Sito. At again, I want to emphasize, kasi yung mga recurring na yan ng mga farmer, small farmers yan usually sa mga palay especially, libre yan sila, wala silang binabayaran. So it doesn't matter to them kung magkano man. Kasi wala talaga silang binabayaran. Zero. That's the program of the government. And under Secretary Dar and the President. Kaya last year, Sito, we paid 4.2 billion pesos in terms of claims. Kasi di ba sunod-sunod yung mga bagyo na nangyari. So dami tinamaan sa Bicol. Especially yung tatlo na nagkasunod-sunod, yung Ulysses, and then even before that. We paid 4 billion pesos. Kaya marami nagbenepisyo talaga. And yet, wala namang binayaran sila na premium sa atin, sa PCIC.
We're down to our last 2 minutes, Sir Jovy, but I promise that in the future we will make more regular features of the PCIC. Matanong, quick question lang, ano bang definition niyo ng small backyard farmer? Kasi doon sa Lipa, ang sabi sa akin, 20 heads below. Diyan po sa PCIC, ano po ba?
Yung tama yan, small backyard pagka 20 years below, pero yung kino-cover namin para walang confusion Sito, yung kanila lang 10 lang kasi we want to spread also the resources of PCIC to cover more farmers. So 10 lang per farmer yung maximum na pwede natin cover. So that's 100,000. Yung libre. If they want to
magbabayad ka,
they just pay. Walang maximum. They can pay as enroll as many heads of hogs that they want.
Okay, kung covered sa PCIC, makakakolekta pa ba ako sa DA doon sa indemnification pag tinamaan kunyari ng ASF? Kasi di ba may insurance na ako sa PCIC, pwede pa ba akong tumanggap ng indemnification na 5,000 o one cancels the other?
Yeah. One cancels the other Sito kasi we want to spread also the resources of government. Kung nakakuha na sila sa PCIC because of sa ASF lang naman nangyayari ito, no? we coordinate with the regional offices para hindi naman magdoble at kawawa naman kasi we need to cover also other farmers due to limited resources.
Okay, then pero yung ano kung nagbayad naman ako for insurance, I can still get indemnification and still collect.
Right, if you're a paying client, then your coverage is valid and will be honored, Cito.
Thank you very much, Sir Jovy. Maraming salamat sa inyong mga information. I hope nadinig tayo kahit ilan ng mga kaibigan natin, yung mga kabimeg ko. Sana nadinig naman yan kasi we really want to get the hog industry back on its feet. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Cito. Thank you.
Okay, that's Sir Jovy Bernabe, President of the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation, and kinakamusta ko lang yung aking mga kasama sa mga BMEG Piestahan. Lagi ko silang kasama in 2018, 2019, pero 2020 wala, grounded na kaming lahat. Let's now go to another department that I have been discovering, I have discovered na ang daming nagagawa, kanya lang medyo natatabunan na naman ng mga ibang mga balita. Let's go to the Department of Health, particularly Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire. Good morning, Yusek.
Good morning po, sir. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Ay, relax lang ma'am. Kami ay very informal and friendly dito. In any case, Yusek, good morning. What is our situation regarding the Maleficent 7? Hindi na Magnificent 7 eh. Yung Maleficent 7 na nawawala. Ano na po ang balita doon?
Yes, sir. Actually, nahanap namin kahapon yung isa, no? And accordingly, siya pala ay nasa isang quarantine hotel sa Region 4A. Kaya kami medyo nagkaroon ng challenge, no? Because yung kanyang physical location versus dun sa address na binigay ay hindi po nagtugma. Doon po sa 6 na atin pong hinahanap pa rin sa ngayon, they gave contact details and these numbers na telepono na patay po at saka yung addresses nila, hindi po sila ma-physically locate ng ating mga regional offices. So we are still trying our best to locate them. We have asked the help of Mayor Magalong already para lang po makatulong dito sa paghahanap nitong 6 pahong pasahero.
Now, I'm just wondering, Yusek, kasi parang dahil ang bigat-bigat na nga ng problema ng DOH, tapos meron pang gumagala dyan na walang kamalay-malay, is it not possible for the DOH or for the IATF to simply make a call out sa media na panawagan po kay Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so na kayo po ay pasahero sa ganitong flight, kung please lang magpakita kayo, or sa mga kamag-anak. Kasi, I mean, I respect privacy, but this is a public health crisis and it's bad enough you have to deal with the crisis and have to waste resources looking for missing persons.
Actually, we did, sir. No? So the very first time that we issued a press release regarding this variant and the identified case, we had that information, no, and request that if all these passengers are riding this same flight with the Dubai case, no, this individual, will be proactive and just call us so that we can guide them on what they have to do. Unfortunately, ito nga pong 7 na ito ay hirap na hirap po kami at wala po kami nakuhang communication from them.
Hindi nyo pwedeng masabi ang mga pangalan nila kasi ako dito, ako i-text mo sa akin, ako ang babasa. Kami na mag-away kasi buhay natin na nakataya dito, Yusek.
Yes, sir. Pero meron ho tayong tinitignan yung sa Data Privacy Act na baka po makaka-violate tayo ng karapatan ng tao. Kaya as much as possible, we are doing it na talagang kami na lang po ang naghahanap physically. Hinahanap po talaga sila dun sa mga lugar na sinabi nila dun sa manifesto.
Which brings me to the next topic. Is there a better way of registering these individuals? Kasi you have my sympathy kasi kung minsan talaga kami, ako no, kung mabuti na lang meron ng yung QR code, nilalabas ko na lang. Pero marami pa rin na parang naiirita sila, lalagay na lang nila yung number nila o sasabihin residence Quezon City or residence Pasig Parang, is there a better way of doing this para hindi na kayo ang may cargo de problema?
Yes, sir. Actually, napapansin din po natin yan. Even me, when I go sometimes to these public places, talagang kahit ano lang isulat ko, hindi naman i-check ng guard kung ano yung sinulat ko dun sa papel. So
Mm.
siguro po, when we try to have this kind of information system kung saan pinapasok na lang po doon sa ating system, no, ito pong ginagawa na baka mas maging accurate po ang makuha nating mga datos. Although talagang kailangan pa rin po talaga enforcement because sometimes you ask for these details but those who are asking for it are not checking it also.
Okay, now I guess we really need to promote the government-sponsored QR card or QR code. Pasensya ka na, Yusek, medyo malaki tanda ko sa'yo. Hindi ko na matandaan kung ano tawag doon. Stay safe ba yun or something? We really need to promote that. Now, to the next topic na medyo kaming mga senior citizen, medyo nangangamba yung mga dabarkads ko. At sinasabi, Sito, masyado namang nagre-react yung ilang politiko sa ating bansa na wag na lang daw muna bakunahan yung mga senior citizen because of what happened in Norway. Fortunately, the Norwegian health minister already said nothing to do with Pfizer. What's the inside state of mind right now at the DOH regarding vaccines and senior citizens?
Yes, actually, sir, we discussed this with our experts. No, every time that there are these kind of articles that are coming out, we refer them to our experts so that they can better explain to the department on what action we should do. So with this Norwegian case, kailangan po tingnan sa buong konteksto yung pinalabas na artikulo at nangyari na yan. Nangyari po ito sa isang closed institution where there are frail elderly people. So sinabi rin nila po dito po sa ginawa nilang pagbabakuna, yun hong mga hindi nabigyan ng bakuna, 400 po ang deaths, no? Compared to these people who were given the vaccine na 23 po yung namatay. Aside from that, sinasabi din po nila, these frail elderly people, ito pong nangyaring to might be coincidental na sinasabi nila na because they are frail already, they are severely compromised sa health nila, baka naging coincidence na lang nung binigyan sila and then they died, no? And they said also that even just the minor reactions to the vaccine like diarrhea, fever, this might be aggravating, no, their severe illness already. So ang sinabi din po ng Norwegian authorities na kailangan pa rin tignan, no, yung definitely kung talagang may causality na talagang yung bakuna ang nakapag-cause niyan. So for the Philippine government, ang Food and Drug Administration po natin, every time that there are these kind of incidents, we try to investigate, no, evaluate, and wait for the manufacturer to report to us their investigation because it is the responsibility of the manufacturer to provide information to those na nabigyan na sila ng EUA. So we will wait for that until we can provide action kung talagang kailangan ba natin tanggalin dun sa listahan natin yung mga 85 years old and above na individuals. But for now, it is status quo.
Okay, now going next to yung mga magbabakuna. Kasi klaro na, okay, kung dumating yung bakuna, as far as the Philippines is concerned, we will still vaccinate the frontliners, those directly in danger or highly compromised, and the senior citizens. Correct. So, ngayon po, yun naman pong magbabakuna kasi nung isang linggo ko pa tinatanong yan sabi ko, 70 million Filipinos, aba ay hindi ganun karami ang mga doktor, nurse at mga, ano bang tawag doon, yung midwife. Sabi ko, nagbiro ako. Sabi ko, few weeks back, baka pati veterinaryo, papatawag nyo na. Baka ako, pwede na ako mag-volunteer dahil nagsasaksak naman ako ng baboy at manok, no? But apparently, that is the situation. We're going to have to call in volunteers. What's the plan, Undersecretary?
Yes, that's right, sir. So for now, we are contemplating, no, it's part of the plan that we will call on the other healthcare professionals. So yung other healthcare professionals na tinitignan po natin will be the pharmacist and the midwives. Ang pharmacist po, may batas po sila, and dun sa batas nila nakalagay po doon that they can, no, they can inject and provide or administer the vaccines provided that they are certified, no, they are trained and certified by the DOH. And the midwives also in their IRR, nung kanilang midwifery law, nakalagay din po doon. Basta supervision ng isang doktor doon po. So isa po yan sa ating plano and strategy. Another one would be, ito pong nagbabakuna for the longest time dito po sa ating bansa for our program for immunization are public healthcare workers. So now we enjoin the private healthcare workers. Kaya po magkakaroon din tayo ng hubs in our hospitals where the private healthcare workers can also help us in administering these vaccines.
Okay, how complicated is the vaccination act itself? Kasi parang yung the process of vaccinating a person. Kasi siyempre ako naman medyo frustrated bet ako, pre-bet lang ang inabot ko pero ginagawa ko naman yun sa sarili kong manukan. Para bagang turok lang naman muscular injection lang yan. Will we come to a point where we will call for civilian volunteers who will undergo maybe a 30-minute training and certification, and they can be the vaccinators in their barangays? Kasi parang meron daw po kayong program na house to house for senior citizens, Madam Undersecretary.
Yes, sir. Actually, the vaccination itself, when you administer it, it's really not complicated. But we are covered by certain laws, no? Na kung sino lang ang pwede magbigay ng mga ganitong gamot sa ating public, no? And ito pong mga batas na to ay sinusunod natin. But of course, the civilians will be welcome, no? Ito po mga volunteers, kailangan po natin sila to mobilize the community, matulungan nila tayo na magbigay ng impormasyon sa mga public because ito pong ating vaccination na gagawin na actual, meron ho tayong step-by-step process. So yung una po, nire-register sila uli, no? Bina-validate yung QR code nila, and then pagkatapos they will have to sign the informed consent. And this is very critical kasi kailangan paliwanagan mo yung tao na magre-receive ng vaccine. Pangatlo, pag binigay na ho yung bakuna, they still need to stay with us for about an hour for us to monitor if there would be any reactions to the vaccine. And then when they get home, kailangan ho namin silang i-monitor sa kanilang status for about 12 months para makita po natin yung kanilang reaction sa bakuna. So marami ho tayong proseso, marami ho tayong kailangang tulong para po dito sa gagawin natin.
Okay, Undersecretary, if you would, please bear with me just for a 30-second break. Meron lang kaming kailangang ilabas at pagkatapos balikan ko po kayo for any announcements from the DOH. We'll be right back. Okay, you're back here on Agenda, and with us is Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire. Kapangalan pa ninyo yung sister ko. Okay. Yusek, so marami ang kakailanganin nating tao, but gaano naman kahabang panahon aabutin tayo sa vaccination? Kasi parang napapangita ko na the vaccines will start coming out. Will it start with Metro Manila first because this is the economic hub of the Philippines, or will this be Metro Manila, Metro Cebu, Metro Davao, and Metro Baguio?
Yes, sir. Actually, unang-una, ang bakuna dadating in tranches, no? Hindi po natin mababakunahan all at the same time. Ito pong sinasabi nating targeted population. Another thing that we need to consider would be the type of vaccine that will be coming. Kasi yung type po ng vaccine would provide us no kung anong klaseng logistical requirements ang kailangan natin. So pangatlo po, ang atin pong prioritization would be by sector. So at the outset, ang uunahin talaga natin would be the healthcare workers and tatapusin natin itong sektor na ito bago tayo lumipat sa senior citizens, which are the next na mga priority natin. Ngayon, paano po natin gagawin? Meron po kaming ginawang prioritization, no? If and when vaccines na i-deliver at the initial ay hindi enough, magkakaroon tayo ng prioritization. Sino ba yung una nating bibigyan? So we have done a prioritization tool kung saan nagdepend tayo doon sa number of cases. And we know that in NCR, nandito po yung epicenter natin at nandito yung maraming mga kaso. So definitely, NCR will be included among those who will be prioritized. And then the other regions na meron din po matataas na kaso. Pero gusto ko lang ipagbigay alam, baka isipin po ng ibang regions, hindi sila kasama. Mauna man ng ibang regions, kasunod din po sila. As I've said, healthcare workers will be the first ones to be provided. Tatapusin po yung all of these 1.7 million healthcare workers before we go on to the senior citizens.
Okay, kasi may mga nagsasabi, hindi nga kami health workers pero frontliners din kami. Yung mga pulis, bombero, yung mga servidor sa mga restaurant. Kasi meron na ba kayong separate ba magiging program ng government from the private sector? Kasi if I'm not mistaken, at least two big names in business have already said we're getting the vaccines for our people.
Yes, sir. Actually, the private sector was allowed no, by the President and also Secretary Galvez na pwede naman mag-procure. Pero may usapan tayo. You have to align and you have to abide by the protocols of government. Ibig sabihin, kung sino yung priorities natin, yun din ang bigyan nyo. And we understand the reason that they are procuring is because of their workers. And these are essential workers and they are part of our priority list. Yun pong usapan doon, meron din po silang counterpart na ibibigay na tulong sa gobyerno kung saan papasok naman po ito dito sa mga priorities na bibigyan natin.
Okay, last question ko na lang, Yusek, and I think it's on the minds of a lot of people. Kasi, I mean, I was one of the first, honestly, to be honest with you, I was one of the first who was skeptical or medyo critical yung sa Sinovac ba. More kasi hindi namin nabalitaan bigla na lang. Parang, teka, dapat man lang sana nakwento. But all of that is water under the bridge. We all need to move on. In the event na nagpabakuna ang isang tao ng Sinovac, no? Tapos biglang dumating yung Pfizer. Hindi, gusto ko maniguro. Papasaksak na rin ako ng Pfizer. Is that possible? Is that safe? And is it allowed?
No, it is not. According to WHO, yung interchangeability, no? Kasi 2 doses usually ang bakuna, hindi muna natin pwedeng gawin sa ngayon. Meron na mga binigay silang mga ebidensya at saka rekomendasyon na dapat, halimbawa, you receive type A vaccine as the initial dose, your second dose should be type A also. So yun hong mga pagpapalit-palit ay hindi pa ho pinapayagan.
Okay. What I mean, Yusek, is okay na, naka-full 2 dose na ako ng Sinovac kasi yun ang available. And then 6 months later, biglang nagsabi, Cito, meron kaming Pfizer, baka gusto mo. Pwede ba yun? Sige, Pfizer naman dito sa kanan para sigurado na tayo.
Baka hindi, wala pong rekomendasyon dyan ng WHO because that is not being discussed as of now. Pero sa ako ho bilang doktor, sa tingin ko po, ay hindi po siguro yan appropriate. Because we developed antibodies from this specific vaccine that we received initially, tapos dadagdagan niyo po ng isa, baka magkaroon po tayo ng mas issue, no? Kasi mayroon din mga reaction yan sa bakuna. So I don't think that is appropriate as of this time.
Baka mamaya ka mo magmukhang coronavirus. Yung pagmumukha natin, puto ka ng kung ano-ano, hindi natin alam. In any case, Dr. Yusek Vergeire, thank you very much. Baka meron po kayong message na gustong ipaabot. Please use the platform. Agenda is supportive of the DOH.
Thank you, sir. Gusto lang ho namin ipaabot sa ating mga kababayan na padating na ho ang bakuna na atin pong na-procure para po sa ating mga kababayan. Lagi po natin tatandaan, marami po tayong agam-agam ukol dito sa bakunang ito. Pero sinisiguro po ng gobyerno sa inyo na lahat po ng bakunang papasok sa ating bansa ay magiging ligtas at magiging epektibo para sa ating mamamayan. Kapag ho tayo ay nagkaroon ng tsansa, no, at we receive the vaccines, hindi lang po sarili natin ang pinoprotektahan natin. Pinoprotektahan din po natin ang ating pamilya at poprotektahan din po natin ang community. So sana po makatulong po kayo na makatulong namin kayo na dito po sa amin sa gobyerno na para po maibsan na po natin itong sitwasyon na ito. Vaccines plus the minimum public health standards hopefully will end the situation that we are in right now.
Thank you very much, Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire. God bless you. God bless all the DOH personnel and more power.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, that's Yusek Vergeire, and that ends our day today here on Agenda. Ulitin ko lang po yung sinabi ni Yusek, magpabakuna pag may bakuna na kasi mahirap, baka madisgrasya pa. Meron tayong kaibigan, ganyan na nangyari, hindi nagpabakuna, ayun, na ICU. Pero awa ng Diyos, hindi naman ICU, ER, awa ng Diyos, okay na po siya. So ako, nabakunahan na ako ng flu, nabakunahan na ako ng pneumonia, yung anak ko, dengue, lahat ng bakuna meron na siya. Hinihintay pa rin natin yung bakuna sa COVID-19. Huwag po tayong matakot, tayo po ay gumalaw. Thank you very much. May God bless all of you. I sincerely pray for your good health, for your wealth, and for a positive day ahead of you. Thank you.